Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach Chodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing for this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwat as well, that's listening with sincerity. Alright, today, just coming back to you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm just going to make a lesson, on one of the main questions that our people, they tend to ask. When I'm saying our people, I'm referring to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because those are the people that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And one of the main questions that they ask when we tell them that they're the people of the Lord is, if we're the people of the Lord, how come we're in the state? How come we're at the bottom of society? If we're the chosen people of the Lord, if the Lord loves us so much, why are we in the state? Right? That's a major question that our people tend to ask, right? Which that question is in the book of Malachi 1. Let's get that real quick. This is Malachi 1, in verse 2. And it reads, I have loved you, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who has the Lord loved Jacob, which Jacob is the progenitor, or the forefather, one of the patriarchs of the nation of Israel. Which Jacob's name was later changed to what? Israel, after he wrestled the angel, right? I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? And the Lord, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob. See? Yet, or people, they say, wherein hast thou loved us? The Lord clearly stated, as we're reading, he loves us. And multiple precepts and scriptures proves the Lord's love towards his people. But our people, since they're at the bottom, since the curses are consuming them right now, they're like, shit, well, how come the Lord loves us? If he loves us, if he said that he made the world for our sakes, how come we don't possess our inheritance with the heathen? Why are we in this state? Does the Lord really love us? Right? That's the question that our people tend to ask. But that's why the history comes into play. That's why you got to understand that, the reason why we're in this state doesn't necessarily mean the Lord doesn't love us. No. But rather, it's a punishment. It's a punishment. You see, because what? If you go back to the history, right? If you go back, let's go back to Exodus, when we came out of Egypt, where the Lord delivered us. That was an act of love. That was an act of kindness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because he heard our cries. He heard that how, we were under bondage by the Egyptians, grievous bondage. And he heard our cries. And then what? He came and delivered us. You see? But I want to get this in Exodus 24, because I stated that we got to understand that us being at the bottom, there's a reason for it. We played a part in that, man. Because look, let's read this. This is Exodus 24 and verse 7, to the point, right? And he took, and this he is referring to Moses, right? And he took the blood of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. Basically, Moses read the law unto the masses of Israel. And they said, and that they referring to the nation of Israel, right? All that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has said, we will do and be obedient, right? Moses read the law in the audience. After he received the law when he went in Mount Sinai, right? He received the law and came back, and afterwards, read the law to the masses. Slayed some bullocks and some lambs. To basically signify the covenant. Because the covenant has to be signified by blood. The book of Hebrews, I think 9th chapter, goes into that. That for the testament to be established, there has to be bloodshed. So that's why Moses, as you go up, he rose up early in the morning, built to the altar, and then, slayed animals, the blood, so on and so forth, to sprinkle it on the book and on the vessels of the tabernacle and on the people, to establish that covenant with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and the people, right? So that happened. He read the law, right? He sprinkled the blood, right? And then us as a people, we said what? And they said, all that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath said, we will do and be obedient. Furthermore, what? We made a vow. That's a vow right there, man. We vowed unto the Lord that, We're gonna keep the laws. We're gonna all that you have said for us to do. We're gonna do it. You see, verse 8, it says, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? And said, behold, the blood of the covenant, which the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua had made with you, with you concerning all these words. You see, so boom, right there, the covenant is established. Okay, right there, we vowed unto the Lord that, hey, we're gonna keep the laws. We're gonna keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay. Furthermore, let's back it up even more, because Psalms even said that we made how it says, gather those together that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Okay, that's what we're reading right there, man. That's when we made that covenant with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua by sacrifice. When Moses slayed the bullocks, the lambs, furthermore sprinkled the blood upon us. And then when we said it with our lips, okay, with our words, right, how that we're going to keep the laws. You see, this is Psalms 50 and verse, which verse is it? In verse 5, it says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Who are the saints? Once again, the saints are the Israelites. Okay, because we are the ones that made a covenant with the Lord by sacrifice. Okay, so now we established that, right? We made a covenant with the Lord. Okay, how that we're going to keep the laws. We made a vow unto the Lord. Furthermore, we know what scriptures say concerning a vow, right? We know what scriptures say, how that you're supposed to keep a vow when you make it unto the Lord. You know what? Let's get Ecclesiastes. Because us as a nation, as a whole, we've made a vow unto the Lord, man. Okay? We made a vow and we did not keep that vow. Because if it were not so, we would not be in the state that we're in today. You see? Let's get this in Ecclesiastes 5. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes 5 and verse 4. It says, when thou vowest a vow unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. You see? When you vow a vow unto the Lord, you're not supposed to defer to pay it, man. Okay? And once again, us as a nation, we made a vow unto the Lord. Okay? We made a vow unto the Lord, man. And we did not keep that vow. Matter of fact, we transgressed that covenant. We broke that vow, man. We didn't keep it. Okay? So with us not keeping the law, the curses came upon us, man. Okay? Let's read that in Daniel's. With us not keeping the law, the curses came upon us. Furthermore, even in the Deuteronomy 23, it speaks about, in the law, about vows, man. Okay? But let's get this. This is Daniel 9 and verse 11. It says, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. You see, all Israel, the whole nation of Israel as a whole, man. Okay, there's not one Israelite that's exempt, all right, from not breaking the laws, man. Okay, except Yahushua when he came on the scene 2,000 years ago. He was a perfect man. He did not sin. Okay, but outside of that, all other people as a whole, we transgressed the laws, man. Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us in the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because we have sinned against them. You see? So by us departing, by us transgressing the law, by us breaking our vow, okay, which we clearly did after the exodus out of Egypt, where Moses sprinkled the blood upon us, right? We made that oath. We made that blood pact, you could say. Okay? We departed from that. Therefore, what? The curse is poured upon us. What curse? The curses in Deuteronomy 28, man. Okay? So, this doesn't, like we started with Malachi and Malachi 1, where the Lord said, I have loved you, said the Lord, yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Okay? The Lord still loves us, man. Okay? And what proves that is because we're being chastened, we're being corrected for us going off, man. Okay? You see what I'm saying? We fucked up. We messed up, man. Okay? It doesn't mean that the Lord doesn't love us. When you have a son or a daughter or children or whatever, and they go off, and then you chasten them, you clearly told them, yo, don't do this, don't do that. You know, don't go outside at this time because I said so, right? And here it is, they broke that law that you put in place, because it is a law when you tell your children don't do that, right? It's a law within your household, and then they transgress it, all right? Here it is, they step outside at the time that you told them not to. What are you gonna do, right? You're gonna correct them. You're gonna curse them out and get the belt, right? Does that mean that you hate your children? No. Okay, at that time when you're beating your children might think, yo, he doesn't love me, right? Right? We all been through that when we were chastened by our parents, but later on as you grow up, you realize, yo, it was for a correction. It was for me to go the proper way. And that's what Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is doing with the nation of Israel, man. Okay? But let's get this. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15, and it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And then from 15 on down, man, it goes into the curses, man. Okay, it goes into it. Okay, so, we did not we did not hearken unto the voice of the Lord to observe his commandments. So, these curses are poured upon us, man, where our enemies are ruling over us. Okay, mainly Esau, Edom, you know, him having his foot on our necks, man. Okay, which if you go back in the book of Malachi, the nation of Esau, which is the so-called white people, okay, the Edomites, you know, Esau, Edom, okay, they're the nation of the white people, man. The so-called white people, because they're not white, they're red. They lack melanin. Okay, but if you go back to Malachi, okay, Esau, Edom being the so-called white people, them having their foot on their necks right now, okay, they're the hated people of the Lord, man. The Lord hates these niggas. But here it is, they're set back. Here it is, they're prospering in this world. Here it is, they have the earth in their possession. So that's why Jake is like, shit, right? Jake is like, yo, if the Lord loves us and then he hates this nigga, how come he's at the top and we're at the bottom? The reason being is because what? As we went into it, we broke it down. It's because we broke the laws, man. We broke that vow, man. So therefore, our enemies are ruling over us, man, which is part of the curses. How that we're gonna serve our enemies a hunger and in thirst. That's part of the curses, right? Let's read verse 3 real quick. It says, Malachi 1 and 3, it says, I have hated Esau and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. You see, the Lord hates Esau. But what? Esau is at the top, right? But we got to understand it's because the curses, man. It's because we went off. The Lord has to correct us, man. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love us. He still loves us, man. Matter of fact, let's get this. Because earlier I brought up that analogy with how that if you have children, if you tell them don't do this, and you know, and they do it, you're gonna correct them, right? Let's get this. I think it's in Hebrews. How that who the Lord loves, he chasteneth. Let's get this. This is Hebrews 12 and verse 6. It says, for whom the Lord Yahweh Shai loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You see, whom the Lord loves, he's going to chasten, man. And the Lord loves the nation of Israel. So he's going to chasten the nation of Israel for them going off, man. You see, it says, if ye under chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore ye are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. And these are the nations, they're bastards, they're not sons. That's why they're not getting the same treatment as we get. Okay, they're not being chastened quickly like we do, because they're bastards. They're bastards. Yeah, the Lord didn't choose them to be his special possession. Okay, Yahweh Shemashai didn't choose these other nations to be a peculiar people unto him. He chose us. We're the sons. We're the princess. We're the sons and the princesses, you could say. Okay, so therefore he's gonna chasten us quickly if we go off, man. Right? Yo, let's get this. Let's get this in Maccabees. In 2 Maccabees, okay, 6. Let's see here. because it goes into how that's. Let's read it. Let's read it. This is 2 Maccabees 6 in verse. Let's start at verse 12. It says, "Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments to not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation." Because if you go up, all right, this was during the Hellenization period, which the Greeks, which were Edomites. You see, the Greeks, they were Edomites. Okay, when they were harassing us, okay, killing, basically pillaging and killing our nation, man. Okay, because in Theocracy, he established a law that we should leave our laws, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, and basically consent to his religion. Okay, to sacrifice abominable animals in the temple and basically not proclaim themselves to be Jews. Okay, so during that time, man, they were killing a lot of our people, man. When you go up in the chapter, man. Okay, so it's saying that, let's read it again, verse 12. "Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities." Don't be discouraged. This doesn't necessarily mean that the Lord doesn't love us, man. No, but what? But that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of a nation. Because once again, as we read in Hebrews, whom the Lord loves, he's gonna chasten. And the Lord loves the nation of Israel, therefore he's gonna chasten us. That's why when we read this book, we're not supposed to be discouraged, but we gotta acknowledge that, shit, yo, it's a correction, because we went off. Okay? Verse 13, it says, "For it is a token of his goodness." See, it's a token of his goodness. It's a token of the Most High's goodness meant towards the nation of Israel. When we go into captivity, so on and so forth. Because what? We went off. The Lord doesn't bring us to captivity and puts these other nations on top of us for no reason. It's because we go off, man. Okay? The nation of our people, they're hard-headed, man. Flintstone head, man. They don't listen. Okay? And what do you do with a child that doesn't listen? You get the rod to correct them, to make sure his ears opens. You see what I'm saying? It says, "For it is a token of his goodness, of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished." And when the wicked doers that's referring to here is the nation of our people. Because amongst our people, there's many wicked people, man. There's a lot of, come on, man. But it speaks about that in Jeremiah, man. How among my people, there are, wicked men, roughly paraphrasing, right? It says, "When wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished," right? Because once again, the Lord loves us. That's why he corrects us quickly, right? Verse 14, "For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish." See, the Lord doesn't deal with us as other nations. He lets these other nations pile their sins to heaven. Then he brings that combo of judgment, man. That ultimate judgment to them. Okay, he lets them ride off to the sunset, quote, quote, which really they're not riding off to the sunset. They're just piling up their tab, man. To the point that, they're going to have to pay that tab, man. Okay? The Lord doesn't deal like that with us. But as soon as we go off, boom, right then and there, he corrects us, man. Okay? It says, "Till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us." No, he doesn't deal like that with us. He doesn't let us come to the fullness of our sins, man. As soon as we sin, he corrects us. He corrects us, man. You see? It says, "Lest that, being come to the height of sin, afterward he should take vengeance on us." But the Lord doesn't deal like that with us. He corrects us with measure. He corrects us right away. Because he loves us. You see? Verse 16, it says, "And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us. And though he punish with adversity, yes, yet doth he never forsake his people." You see? Although the Lord punishes us, although, we go through these curses, yet he doesn't forsake us. Because what? He always leaves a remnant. He always leaves a remnant, which is the elect, that's going to come back to him, that's going to repent and acknowledge their ways and acknowledge their sins, okay, and come serve him again, man. You see? That's major love that the Lord has towards us, man. Because the Lord is justified to doing away with us as a whole, man. He's justified, man. Okay? Does it not say in Isaiah that all our righteousness is as filthy rags unto the Lord? All the times we went off, man, all the times we did not listen to the Lord, man, the Lord is justified to doing away with us, man. But yet, since he loves us so much, man, hey, he's given us mercy, man. Okay? Since he loves us very much, he sent his son, all right, put him on the cross and shed his blood, okay, for us to be grafted back in to his good graces, man. So are you telling me the Lord doesn't love us? Come on, man. It's us who went off, man. Okay, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yoshai, still loves us as a nation, man. Okay, to the point that, hey, when the kingdom is established, all of our people is going to be saved. You know what? Let's close off with that. Because it tells you, all Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation. Is that not love? Come on, man. After all that we have done against the Lord, man, here it is. He's going to save all of the nation of Israel, man. Come on, man. You can't, come on. Esau's not getting that, okay? Although now on this side, you know, he's living out his blessing. He has the whole earth in his possession. He's not getting an everlasting salvation, man. He's not going to get to rule forever, man. He's not going to taste of the fruit of immortality, man. Because he's fucking hated. He's hated, man. Okay? That's hate. You see? Let's read this. This is Isaiah 45 and verse 17. It says, but Israel shall be saved, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Come on, man. You can't get around that, man. At the end of the day, the Lord is going to save all the nation of Israel, man. Okay? Although on this side, you know, some of our people, they're going to have to die, but they're still going to come back and be in their right mind, man, through one of the elect. They're going to be a nutsack Israelite. Okay? But they're still going to be good. Okay? They're still going to partake in the kingdom. They're still going to enjoy the fruits of immortality. You see? After they're born on the other side, in the kingdom, they're going to live forever. You see? That's love right there, man. That's love. So the Lord does love us, man. Just because we're going through the curses right now doesn't disannul the love of the Lord, man. The love that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai has for us, man. Okay? So, hey, with that, man, I'm going to close it off there. All right? Giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Wachach Chodash. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right? Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.